In the animated city of Lagos, in Nigeria, lived a rich and prosperous couple named Jennifer and Michael Williams. They both took care of important positions that made them very busy. Jennifer was another responsible in a big company, and Michael was a well-known lawyer. He worked hard every day and made a lot of money. Their house was big and magnificent, full of all kinds of luxurious objects. Despite their success, Jennifer and Michael had a great wish to have children. They had tried several times to have a baby, consult doctors, and spend a lot of money on treatments like HIV, in vitro fecundation, in the hope of conceiving a child. After many attempts, their dream came true. Jennifer was pregnant with twins. They were so happy and impatient to meet their baby. When twins were born, they called them Daniel and Diana. They were so small and perfect, and Jennifer and Michael were filled with happiness. They promised to take care of their baby and give them all the love possible. But soon, their lives were filled with joy. Jennifer and Michael had important jobs that demanded all their attention. They hired a nanny, Sarah, to take care of Daniel and Diana. Sarah was kind and sweet. She loved children and was happy to help. She took care of twins every day, fed them, played with them, and laid them. She took care of what made them happy and healthy. The twins adored Sarah and always smiled in her presence. However, over time, Sarah began to feel the lack of her own family. She had a daughter she had not seen for a long time, because she was constantly busy taking care of the children of Williams. One evening during dinner, Michael told Jennifer, "You should stay at home to see them." Jennifer brushed her eyebrows and replied, "I can't, Michael. I have a flight to take to Abuja for a business conference." "Why don't you stay? Aren't you their father?" Michael sighed and replied, "We both have to be there for them. We're running out of time with them." Jennifer, irritated, replied, "I work hard to remember the needs of this family. I cannot miss this conference." Their argument ended without one or the other agreeing to stay at home. The next day, the children attended their recital without their parents. Sarah was present and applauded, but Danielle and Diana looked sad without seeing their parents. Sarah noticed the sadness in the eyes of the twins and felt bad for them. She hoped that Jennifer and Michael would spend more time with their children, but she knew that they were very busy. Jennifer and Michael didn't realize how much their children needed them. They thought that by providing them with money and a beautiful house, that was enough. They didn't see the moments of loneliness that Daniel and Diana went through in search of the attention and love of their parents. Sarah loved Daniel and Diana like her own children. But she also had a daughter, a little girl named Amara, whom she hadn't seen in a year because she was busy taking care of the children of Williams. One Sunday morning, while Sarah was preparing breakfast for the twins, her phone rang. It was a call from her family. Her heart was beating when she heard the worried voice of her young brother. "Amara is very ill. You must go home," he says with a trembling voice. "Madam Jennifer," says Sarah with a worried voice as she approaches Jennifer, who is getting ready to go to work. "My daughter is very ill. I must go see her." Jennifer looks at Sarah, slightly rubbing her eyebrows. "I am sorry, Sarah, I understand. But I have an important meeting today. I promise you to come home early, so you can go see her." Sarah calmed down, with a heavy heart of worry. She waited anxiously all day, keeping an eye on the clock, hoping that Jennifer would come home soon. As the hours passed, she kept checking her phone, hoping for news from her brother. But Jennifer didn't come home. The evening turned into night, and Sarah's anxiety grew. The next morning, Sarah approached Michael as he was getting ready to go to work. "Mr. Michael, my daughter is very ill. I must go see her." Michael sighed, looking at Sarah with sympathy. "I'm sorry, Sarah. I understand what you're feeling, but I have a trial today. I'll talk to Jennifer about it, and we will find a way to give you free time." Days passed by, and Jennifer and Michael continued to apologize. Sarah felt torn between her duty to the Williams family and her love for her daughter. Finally, desperate, she called her brother again. "Friend, I can't come for the moment. Can you take care of Amara at the hospital? You take care of the children of others, while your own daughter is ill. It's not fair, Sarah. Amara needs you." But Sarah knew that the salary was good, and she needed that money to meet her family's needs. So she stayed and continued to take care of twins, even if her heart was hurting for her daughter. Weeks later, Sarah received a call that shook her world. Amara was dead. Sarah was devastated. She sat down and cried, her blood running in the silent house. The twins, feeling that something was wrong, clung to her, but she was too broken to comfort them. She called Jennifer and Michael to tell them the news. They went home, the face filled with guilt and sadness. "Sarah, we are so sorry," said Michael. We did not realize how serious it was. Jennifer took her in her arms and said, "We are going to pay hospital fees and funerals. Take all the time you need." But no amount of money could heal Sarah's broken heart. She was thinking about those moments when she was not there for her daughter during those last moments. The doctor had informed Sarah, weeks earlier, that his daughter had contracted HIV. Sarah had to have transmitted it to her daughter during the delivery. During a medical checkup, Sarah discovered that she was still carrying HIV. Her brother was furious. "You let your own daughter die while you were taking care of other children. It's not just." Sarah felt as if she had lost her mind. She was sick and full of regret. She decided that Jennifer and Michael had to learn a difficult lesson on what it means to neglect your own child. After the funerals, Sarah returned to the house of Williams, but she was no longer the same. The joy that once filled her heart had been replaced by a deep sadness. She could not help but think that Jennifer and Michael's negligence had cost her daughter's life. One evening, while she was putting the twins to bed, Daniel looked at her with his innocent eyes. "Why are you sad, Tata Sarah?" he asked gently. Sarah forced a smile, caressed her head and replied, "I'm fine, Daniel. Sleep now, okay?" But deep down, Sarah's heart was breaking. She knew she had to live, but she also felt the need to give an unforgettable lesson to the Williams family. One afternoon, while she was preparing a Cameroonian popular drink called Falira for twins, Sarah had a terrible idea. She decided to cut herself and put a few drops of her blood in the drink. She served it to the children and kept the rest in the refrigerator. Later in the day, she approached Jennifer and Michael. "Mrs. Jennifer, Mr. Michael, I need to leave to take care of my health," she said, trying to keep a calm voice. Jennifer appeared alarmed. "But Sarah, we need you now. The twins love you. We'll double your salary if you stay." Sarah felt a wave of anger rise in her. "How can they be so selfish?" she thought. But she replied calmly, "I'm sorry, but I have to go." The next morning, Sarah took her luggage and left William's house. She settled down at her brother's house in Yaba, leaving the job that had caused her so much pain. 2 weeks after Sarah's departure, Daniel and Diana began to feel very sick. Usually full of energy, running around the house and laughing, they were now weak and tired. They had a fever and had no appetite. "Mommy, my tummy hurts." I put Diana to bed one morning, lying on the couch. Jennifer got worried. "Michael, I think we need to take them to the doctor. They've been like this for days." "Okay, I'll call the doctor and make an appointment for today," Michael replied. At the hospital, the doctor ran several tests on the twins. Jennifer and Michael anxiously waited in the corridor, their hearts beating with fear. The doctor came out with a serious look. "Mr. and Mrs. Williams, your children have HIV." Jennifer let out a scream, her hand holding her mouth. "How is this possible? We are in good health." The doctor had a dark look. "We have to do tests on you two to confirm." Jennifer and Michael were tested, and the results revealed that they were negative. They were sick. The doctor asked them if there was anyone else who had had a close contact with the children. Jennifer and Michael exchanged a look. "Sarah," they said at the same time. Jennifer and Michael rushed to their home, the spirit filled with fear and confusion. They went straight to Sarah's old room, hoping to find answers. While searching in their belongings, they discovered a medical result in a drawer. The documents confirmed that Sarah was seropositive. Next to the results was a note. Jennifer took it, trembling hands, and read it aloud. "By the time you read this, I may already be dead. You've neglected your own children, and now you'll know the pain I've felt." Jennifer and Michael were shocked. Jennifer fell to her knees, sobbing uncontrollably. Michael froze, his face pale and his eyes wide open, unable to believe what had just happened. How could she have done this? These poor babies. He kneeled next to Jennifer, holding his clothes, tears in his eyes. "We let them down, Jennifer. We were so absorbed by our work that we did not see what was happening right in front of our eyes." The news of the twins' illness spread quickly. Friends and family were shocked and saddened by this tragedy. Jennifer and Michael took a break from their jobs to devote themselves entirely to their children. They spent every moment by Daniel and Diana's side, swearing to give them all the love and care they had neglected before. One day, while they were sitting near the twin bed, Jennifer looked at Michael and said, "We must do more than just take care of our children. We must ensure that this never happens to anyone else." Michael O'Shaughnessy. "We should create a foundation to help the children and families affected by HIV. We could use our resources to make a difference." Jennifer and Michael worked tirelessly to establish the Williams Foundation. They organized events, raised funds, and made you aware of HIV and the importance of the family. They shared their stories with others, hoping to prevent similar tragedies. The months passed, and the twins began to slowly re-establish themselves. The love and care of their parents helped them to heal, but the pain of what had happened remained present. Jennifer and Michael continued to fight against their guilt and their grief. One day, they received a letter from Sarah. She had been sent to Yaba from a hospital. Sarah was very ill and wanted to apologize for what she had done. Jennifer and Michael decided to visit her. Upon their arrival at the hospital, they found her lying in her bed, looking frail and weak. "I was so angry and hurt, I didn't know what to do." Jennifer took Sarah's hand and said, "We forgive you, Sarah. We understand your pain. We learned a difficult lesson, and we want to help others learn too." Michael added, "We are creating a foundation to help children and families affected by HIV. We want to make sure that no one else is crossing what we have experienced." Sarah smiles weakly. "Thank you. I am so sorry for everything." Jennifer and Michael stayed with Sarah until she went out peacefully. They felt a sense of closure and continued their mission to help others. Jennifer and Michael had learned a painful lesson, but they also found a way to transform their tragedy into a positive force. They knew they couldn't change the past, but they could contribute to a better future for others. Dear viewers, this story reminds us how essential it is to prioritize family ties and never underestimate the importance of love and the presence in the lives of our loved ones. If work and responsibilities can sometimes take us away, it is crucial to remember that nothing can replace the emotional support that we offer to our children and families. It also teaches us that even when faced with mistakes and tragedies, forgiveness, compassion, and the ability to transform pain into good deeds for others can guide us towards a path of healing. Let's make this story a call to take care of those we love and always seek to do good.